Hello and welcome to another video. I haven't got time to fix this right now, so I'm going to start anyway. It's been gathering dust on top of a box with a pile of other stuff that I've got to fix, and I haven't done any preparation. I know I'm going to take the circuit board out and solder it because there's a dodgy solder connection, and I think I'll put new belts in it, but they weren't top quality belts, so I think I've got some replacement belts for it. I really ought to watch the video that I shot way back, and I'll put a link up there so you can do it now. I'll probably do that part way through when I get stuck and can't figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. But I'm in the mood to shoot a video, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So this is my little box of fail, as I call it. Ah, there's the belts for it. So they've been in there quite a while. And what's this for? Button screw, board screws. Oh, look at my poor mini disc. It's fallen to bits, needs to be repaired. These are all videos I'm planning to do. Can't read tracks properly at the end of the disc. Oh, I found out that one's not working yesterday. What else have we got in here? And a few bits and pieces not working. And oh, they're the pinch rollers for a Walkman, a cassette Walkman, that I've got to fix as well. So if you're not subscribed and you fancy watching some of those fixes, well, you know what to do. Yeah, there it is. That's the video, and I actually called it Boombox Repair Part 1. And I closed the video off saying I put new belts in it, and the belts weren't very good, but it did allow me to use it to rewind a load of cassettes that I'd been given or bought, and I never got around to doing the other one. That's 7 months ago. So let me get the screwdrivers out. Problem is, it's 30 minutes long, that video, and if I watch the 30-minute long video, I won't have time to get the repair done. So I'm going to wing it. Ooh, look at that. One of the old belts. Let me read that. So they're the old belts, and I put them in there so I wouldn't lose them. Then promptly forgot they were in there. So let's get this underway. The whole thing's going to be taken to pieces. The circuit board and everything's got to come out because I've got to solder the circuit board. So I'm pretty sure it's at 7:38 PM on a work night. So I've got to go back to work tomorrow. So I don't want to be up here too late doing this. I'm pretty low energy because I've been working quite hard lately. Is that a screw hole? I don't think so. So this video is going to be a bit scrappy. There's one extra one in there I've just seen. I think that's it. So let's turn upside down. Oh, I can't remember. I think you have to eject the cassette things to get it open. Oh, there we go. So the front's falling off already. Oh, right, okay. It's all coming back to me now. Oh my god, there's the screws. Sorry about your ears. Okay, put some extra lights on. Hopefully you can see that okay. There we go. That'll be a bit better. I think it just pulls out there. There we go. So that's the front removed. Let's get that well out of the way. So I've got a handheld for this part. That there is the connector that I think I need to repair the solder on. So what that goes to the heads, and when I play one of these, the head, I should really test it, shouldn't I? One of the cassette heads, the wires that go through that connector, and it's cutting out, so I'm probably going to have to test that. But while I've got this in my hand, there's one screw there and all these little plastic clips here, which are probably, that feels alright, but they're probably quite brittle. They're what's going to allow me to get the circuit board out, but I think I'm going to have to take the cassette mech out first. So I think I better review my video. Right, so I've got my other video playing with the headset on so I can follow this assembly. I've turned this brown now, so that's got to come out. I do need to remove the cassette mech for this. And I think that's another thing that's got to come undone. And I think this is the mount for the radio adjuster. Oh yeah, and there's a clip in here. I'm now taking this apart quicker than I did on my first video. There we go. So let's move that to one side for a minute. So that's what I'm watching. I've got further this time than I had on my video. So what else needs to be undone? Oh, it's come off already. Oh, there's another screw there, so let's undo that one. There we go. And I remember there was a cable that was very tricky in here. If you haven't seen the first video, I think it'd be worth watching it before you watch this one. Okay, so that's come off. Ah, that's that one there. And that is the one I think I've got to resolder. And there was another one here. Oh, and that's broken, I think. Because I think that's supposed to come off. I'm actually quite a bit ahead now on working live compared to what I was on the video that I'm trying to watch for to give me a hint as to what to do. But I think we'll have this out already. Yeah, there we go. So that's the cassette mech. There's the belts on the back. We'll do those in a bit. Let's get this soldering done first, I think. Okay, so this isn't very professional at all. I've not done too bad. It took me 12 minutes of edited video on the last video to get the cassette back out, and I've probably spent about less than 5 minutes getting it out the second time. But watch this part of my original video. I wonder if I get a content match on my own video here. The problem is, if I can get in there, that white connector under there, just down there, when I connect this up, I'm only getting one channel. I'm only getting, I think it's the right channel. No, it's the left. Yeah, the right channel. I'm not getting the left channel of the tape playing. And if I pull the connector out a little bit, sometimes it will connect. But what I found is if I push hard down on this connector here, then both channels come back. So I suspect this connector goes through, the pins go through the circuit board to the other side. And there's a cold solder joint, like a broken solder joint. So that's the reason I've got to get the circuit board out. And I didn't get the circuit board out last time because I just wanted to get the thing back together again. And I think by then I knew I'd need extra belts as well. So what I'm doing is I'm just undoing the screws down here. Let's zoom in if I can. There we go. We'll have that circuit board out, and that's the connector there, just on the left hand side of the screen. That's the one I'm going to have to resolder. I think that's out. I'm going to have to remove this capacitor over and hopefully not damage it. Right, what else have we got down here? Now I'm assuming that one there, power supply, it hasn't been turned on for a while, so I doubt there's any residual energy left in it. Assuming it's attached to the circuit board. Can't see any more screws actually. No, well, we'll see if it comes out then. So I've got all these little clips. Yeah, you can't see them from there, can you? So there's a clip down there. There's clips here as well, and another one on the other side. I'm zoomed in on, that'll be better. So all of those have got to be pushed out and hopefully not broken to try and get this circuit board out. That is not attached, so I can take that off. I'm not going to undo the connector here. I'm going to undo as little as possible to get the circuit board out. So let's start with, I think, once I get the circuit board out, I'm going to have to lift it up that way and pull it out that way. So I'm going to start with these clips down the bottom here and see if I can open those, get those, there we go. So let's try that one. That's that one. There's another one in the centre here. I think that one's out of the way. Another one over here. There's something else holding that in. Let's have a look at the other side. There's a little stand, there's a little sort of locating peg there. Yeah, something is not undoing on here. Let me figure out what that is. Okay, so I'll put my famous letter opener in there and leave that up. So that is now moving a bit more freely there. So the next sticking point is over here, and there's a clip there for that. We need a bit more leverage. Oh, I've taken the tone and volume control knobs off, they just slid off. Just needs a bit of brute force, I think. So is there another clip down there? Okay, we're using a bit of leverage again here. So that circuit board doesn't want to move any further than there. So I'm wondering whether these two screws are on mounting like standoffs on the base underneath. I doubt it because there's no mark on the plastic, no moulding mark that might be there. But let's take them out anyway. Okay, see how we go now. Oh, actually, that's better. Wow, look at that. Oh, well, we'll take that off for a minute, shall we? Oh, right, yeah, so now we've got a problem that I'm going to have to pull this off because that's for the battery connector. There we go, it's out. Look at that dusty mess in there. So that'll get a clean out in a minute. Right, we are getting somewhere. Right, let's put this down. Dust all over the place. Look at that. Very cool. That's the tuner for the radio, which I won't be using, so I'm not bothered if it's not accurately lined up station-wise. Let's have a look at that. Not entirely sure what that is. I'll try and figure that out in a minute. It's just a rubber. Oh, it's just rubber. Must hold it in. So let's try and figure out where this was attached earlier on. I think it was round the other way, wasn't it? That's it. This is the one we want to be looking at a repair. I think that's got a cold solder joint. Where is it? There it is. On the back, which is just here. So let me have a close look off camera and see if I can see whether there's a cold solder joint there. Right, so those are the pins that I'm concerned about. And I can't see. So you're looking at on a 2x zoom, but the camera I'm using is a phone, and that is on a 5-inch screen. So you might be looking at this on a 20-inch screen. I'm looking at a 5-inch screen, and you can see 4 times better than I can. That there, let's point, that there looks like a dodgy solder joint. So I have a microscope, so I'm going to see if I can set that up, a computer-based microscope. So I'll see if I can set that up. Yeah, that didn't really work out with the microscope. my solder. I've got my Parkside soldering gun, and the lead isn't long enough to reach from the plug, so I'm just going to do this. So I'm working around the tripod at the moment, and all I'm going to do is reflow these joints with a little bit of extra solder. So the solder that's on them is probably leaded. The solder I'm added is lead free. There we go, nearly done. Yeah, I should be adding flux to it, but there's flood in the solder core. Gotta look out, watch out, see if I've got a bridge. I can't actually see around the phone screen very well here. Yeah, I think I'll have a bridge there, but I'll sort that out in a minute. It's going from the other side. I hope you can see this all right. Right, so with old eyes, which are worse than the camera, let's have a good look off camera. Right, so they're the ones I've just done. There they are, and they're looking a bit better now. Hopefully they'll look better still when I look on a big screen like you're looking at. But I noticed one down here looks absolutely terrible. Look at that. It's rusty. So let me figure out what I'm going to do about that. Yeah, it's just there. It all looks pretty horrible. But I think it's been in a damp environment. So where's the other one I saw? Okay, let's do that one first. So a bit of IPA. Grab a tissue to soak that up with. All of these ones look rusty as well. That's that sticky. Oh look, it's all sticky there. Okay, I guess I'm going to get a cleaner toothbrush and this whole board's going to get a bit of a wipe down. This whole board is actually pretty horrible. And, oh, I'm running out of IPA. And I don't like it. I've got a new toothbrush. I don't like using plastic toothbrushes if I can help it, but these two toothbrushes are about 50p, and wooden ones are like, you know, £2 each. So I'm going to be careful what I do. I don't want to damage more than I need to, but look at the state of that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera because the camera's just getting in the way and it's a bit boring for you to watch me cleaning the circuit board. Yeah, it's almost like some sort of coating on the circuit board. It's all sticky. One of you electronics gurus will be able to tell me in the comments whether it's supposed to be like that, but it's sticky to the touch, you know, look. Anyway, I've cleaned it up as best I can. It's certainly looking shinier than it was. I think it's a bit rusty on it, really. I mean, it could be cigarette smoke, could be tar. Doesn't smell very nice. Anyway, hopefully that soldering job I've done is going to be okay. So I've washed my hands because they were awful. And I've got this cassette Mech now and the new set of belts. So I can't remember how I got these belts off before. Is it easy? Maybe. Yeah, I can just pop them off the bottom of that pulley there. So the first, how many belts have I got? 1, 2, 3. So 2 thick ones, thin one, and 2 larger ones. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got new belts for everything. So that one is probably going to be that one there. These two medium ones are probably going to be these two here, and the other two are going to be these ones. So that's not too bad then, is it? It's not hard to remember. So let's see if I can I zoom in there? Yeah, that'll do it. Could do the screwdriver, but this will do. That's that one. Can I get in? Can you see that in there? Probably not. That's that one. It's not getting the belts muddled up. And then there's that one. Which appears to be stuck on something. Oh, there we go, that's that one. And then there's this one here. I think that one's stuck on that one there, yeah. So they get caught on these little plastic bits underneath. Right, so we've got these two to go in first. Are they the same size? Yeah, I reckon they're the same size because it's actually still joined together from when they were manufactured. So this one's going to be the trickiest one. This is never going to be my top quality Walkman or cassette player. So I'm not too bothered about it, but it would be nice to get it as good as it's going to be. So that's the first one on there. Missed. Is that done properly? It is now. I just knocked off the tape counter, so I have to figure out where that goes in a minute. Oh my god, covered in grease now. Don't want greasy fingers while you're putting new belts on, do you? So then, this, oh, I can't remember which one was which now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the long one is at the top pulley, so I'll put the long one on first. That was tricky. I don't even know whether I got it in the right way, on the right pulley. Looks okay. Okay, let's try and get this one on. This one hopefully will be a bit easier. But it's still incredibly difficult to shoot. Right, I could do some sort of hook mechanism for that. Right, I think that is all sorted now. Oh, hang on, is that one twisted? I've got that belt one twisted, look. I feel a bit loose actually. That one's alright, that one feels loose. Oh well, let's assume they're okay. Let's figure out this mechanism here now. Don't even know where it came from. So there must be another pulley. Oh, so it must be over this side, look. There it is. And I guess that's held on by the strength of the belt. That does not look tight enough to me. Probably is. Oh well. So, okay, what time is it? It's 9:06. Can't remember what time I started. I'll stick it down there at the bottom. So let me try and put it back together fairly quickly because it's getting late and everyone wants to go to bed. You know, just hoovered this out, but the place I was hoovering it out is so dark I couldn't see whether I got any dust out or not. Right, so I can't remember which way up we had this. Must have been this way up. It's quite heavy, this circuit board. So I think I did it this way, didn't I? Well, that all appears to have gone in okay. There we go, that's better. Brilliant, right, okay. In quite a rush now. There was that attached somewhere. That must be for that there. That's the battery connector. We had 2 screws for this metal piece of shielding. And hopefully it only goes on up one way because I can't remember which way it was up. Now that's a bit tricky. Just check back on the video, that is the correct way around. So let's have a go at screwing that in. Right, so referring back to my older video, that goes in there. Okay, there's another screw hole there. So I've just dropped that in there and I can't get it out, and that's not magnified. Magnified? Magnetic. But this is. Oh no! There we go. I'll edit that bit out. There we go, but you've never seen a letter opener used as a screwdriver before, have you? I'll pop this on here, just like that. And I think we're ready to put the tape, the cassette transport back in. I'm going to set it around because I had it round the other way when it was when I was taking it out, and I just think it's going to be easier for me to orientate myself. Now I do know I had trouble with one of these cables before. I'm so confused. Right, that's the top end. Right, the cable on this side. There it is. That cable there is, I think, an earthing cable, it earths the whole lot of this to here. And I thought I'd broken it before. I was a bit confused there for a minute. My phone is getting a flat battery, so I hopefully will be able to finish this before it dies. So that one's the one that goes to there, I think. This one's the tricky one. I thought I'd broken this, but if you pull this out, you can put the wire in and then push it down again, and that's how it holds the wire in place. So can you see? I think you can, yeah. So you put that in and push this connector down, that holds the wire in place. Have I got this round the right way? So that one goes in over here. Which is very tricky to do. Okay, this one is the one I hopefully have repaired. That one goes in there, which you probably can't see, but you saw it earlier on. It doesn't feel right, so it's always the case. If it doesn't feel right, just don't push too hard. Stop sniggering at the back. There we go. And then this one goes in over here. I think it goes under there actually. You can't even see it. So we're under time pressure now and pressure of the phone running out of juice. Oh my god, what a nightmare. So I'm not sure. I think that goes that side. Judging by the wires, the way they're kinked. Okay, then this hole lines up here, but it's all got to be straight. So is this all looking all right? What do you think? How am I doing? Am I doing all right? Ideally that wire should be under there, I think. Around the other side of that post. There we go. That goes in there. If I've missed any connectors, will you please shout very loudly? Then that goes in that little clip there. That goes on there. And we have 3 screws. Where they are? Where are they? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And I think one of them was one there. No, one was there. One was there. And should we just hide the other screw? Okay, time for me to look where it was. There we go, so it's over there. Handy being a YouTuber, I tell you. Oh, damn, I dropped it again. Goes in there. Right, does that line up? Yes, I think it does. Yep. Just show you what I did there. That's the tuning control. So there's the pin that you see through the window, and that's how it works. As simple as that. For my purposes, it doesn't need to be accurate because I never use the radio. Now, while I'm screwing these in, I'm having a look to see if I've got any screws missing or spare. Now I think I've got them all. So we're against the clock and we're against the phone battery. It said, do you want to turn on extreme battery saver? And it does that when it's down to 40%. And it started up, I think, about 85%, something like that. Now the pinch rollers and the heads I cleaned earlier on. I've got a horrible feeling I'm forgetting something. But let's have a go at this. So that's the speaker connector there. That's going to be, yeah, because it's going upside down, don't they? So that's going to be, oh, you can't see it. There we go, speaker connector there. By Jove, I think we've got it. Quick bit of screwing. There was a long one there. Oh my god, the innuendos are coming thick and fast. But I don't remember this being a long screw. Oh, sorry, I can't help myself. Right, okay. Find a power lead. Power lead goes in there. Okay, right. Is that in properly? Yeah, I'm not sure that case is on properly. I think I've missed something. Oh yeah, look, there we go. It's yeah, I need to reseat all that. Something's not in properly, but let's see if it's actually working. Demo no Dolby. Tape mode. Put that in there. Oh, I haven't switched on. Oh, that does not sound right. Something's rubbing. Time to take it apart again. The cassette well. Yeah, that motor's rubbing on something. Oh well, that's what happens when you brush. Oh, hang on. And screw. Right, let's have a look. Let's put our tape in. Back on. Actually, it's already on. I'll pull the cable out. Straight away, that doesn't look right to me, but let's press play and see what happens. Yeah, it's running too slow, so something is wrong. The transport is rubbing against something, so let's have all that out again. Actually, something I didn't try was to see whether it sounded any better. So you know, in terms of both channels. So let's have a quick look and see what's going on here. Right, so the phone got flat and turned off. So I've got it on charge at the moment, so I'll either fail because of heat, or won't be able to charge fast enough. So what I think it was, that ground wire, the one with the funny little clip that you pull out to put the wire in and push down to locate, you know, clip the wire in, that I think was rubbing on one of the capstans. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift this out slightly and press play. That's running very slow. But it doesn't sound too bad. So I wonder if I can now put it back down without breaking something. Okay, let's try the other cassette well. So yes, this wire I think was rubbing against the capstan. Okay, so it's running slow, so let's go handheld. That's one channel. And is the other channel working? Oh, well, yeah, so that soldering job I did down at that connector down there, which you could just see under there, has actually worked. So let's turn this off. Oh, let's pause. So this is a video from 7 months ago, and listen to what I'm just about to say.
Players, you could put one on play and pull. Yesterday my phone ran out of battery.
There we go, so I've had the same problem on both videos. Yeah, if I had loads of expensive kit, that wouldn't be a problem, but I don't. Right, so now we have a problem that I've reviewed the last video, and I don't know where the speed adjustment screw is, so there must be one on here. So I'm going to try and have a look now off camera. What I'll have to do is adjust the speed at another time. So let's just listen to it again. It doesn't sound great, to be honest, but something is still rubbing, because we can't get any fast forward. What's going on here? Yeah, something's not right. It's not fast forwarding. So let me try that again. Let's try it without the cassette deck. That's working fine. Is it the cassette? Oh wow, that cassette's really stiff. That's weird. That cassette's really stiff. So maybe not the deck at all. I wonder if I've got another demo cassette. Won't be a second. Okay, I don't have another demo cassette, so I'm going to wind this on and back in a different cassette player, just to see if I can free up the tape. But I might have to get a new tape. I don't know why it's so stiff. But I don't have anything else I can play on YouTube because it will trigger content match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a different cassette in. I usually use Carmen Chameleon as my speed calibration cassette. It's, hang on, I'll show it to you. There it is. And I used one of the tracks on this double album. This was a shop bought cassette, factory made. And I play that in one ear on headphones, and in the other ear on headphones I play the same track on streaming, and then I can match them up using the speed adjustment screw on this until they get to exactly the same speed. I'm working on getting a better way of doing that with perhaps a metronome tape that I can record on a deck with a quartz controlled motor on it, but I haven't done that yet. So what I'll do is I'm going to do that off camera. Good morning, it's a few days later and I've got this working now, and I've got the speed test done. Earlier on in the video I've also edited all the video up to this point. The demo tape was very difficult to play, and I don't trust it anymore, so I'm going to replace that. So what I did was I used this computer tape, which I had in a previous video, which will be linked in the description. And I thought, oh, I know what I can do. I can take my demo music off of this mini disc using the line out on this mini disc player to the line in on this cassette recorder, which has a quartz locked servo motor, so it's going to be a perfect speed. And I recorded it onto this demo tape here. So let's give you a demonstration of how it sounds. So it's working absolutely fine now. I did test it playing some of my favourite tapes, my mixed tapes, while I was working. And at one point the sound quality on one track, I think a Genesis track, was so good that I just literally put some headphones in, stopped and listened to it, and the belts in there are really good now. But it was quite tricky to do a speed test because the the speed test adjustment is actually on the back of the motor, so I had to hold the whole cassette assembly up like this in one hand, use a screw in the back of the motor to get the speed test right. And if you get the screw slightly off center, it was touching the bearings or something inside the motor. So not a brilliant one to try and get the speed right on. But what I did was, after recording the cassette at a good speed, I listened to the cassette with one headphone and I listened to the mini disc with the other headphone, and I was able to adjust the speed on the cassette player to match the speed on the mini disc, so I know that that is now correct. So now, having used it for a couple of days and quite enjoyed listening to it, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I used it in the office. I've got nowhere else really I need to use it as a cassette player, and in my office I've got some much better hi-fis with better sound on them. So I had a look on eBay, thought about selling it, but they don't really make much money. I think even like reconditioned with good belts, it's probably about £35 plus packing. And I'm not sure whether it's really worth selling, but I don't know what else to do with it now. But that's the way it is. I've got loads of stuff that I don't use. I think the trick is with cassette players, if you don't use them, those belts become deformed because they're around different size pulleys. So you really need to run everything maybe once a month. Just play a couple of tapes in it just to get the mechanism moving. That's one other thing I did as well. This deck was running slow when I played a cassette in it, and this deck was faster. So what I did was use some lithium grease to grease up the gears on this deck. And that has solved the problem. And the two decks, that one does run very slightly slower than that one. So I've set the speed, because it's one motor, and the capstans run all the time, regardless of which deck you're using. The capstan runs in both decks. All comes off the same motor. So what I've done is I've set the speed to be about halfway between this, the faster deck and the slower deck. So it's not noticeable when you play a cassette. So that being said, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. My soldering job worked well. The quite expensive belts that I got worked well with it, and it sounds brilliant. There's no wow and flutter that I can hear. So a successful fix in 2 parts and many hours, and then maybe something I won't use very much in the future. I'll probably spend longer fixing it than I will do using it. But anyway, thanks for sticking through this very long video. Don't forget to subscribe, because I really want to get the subscription numbers up on the channel. Give me a like if you like the videos. That way you'll get served more of this type of stuff from me and other creators as well. And if you really think that the entertainment is worth it, you can pop over to the Patreon and join up for £1, $1 or €1 plus tax. Don't do it on your iPhone, because Apple will charge you 30% extra, so do it in a browser. Or you can join the coffee club, which I think is £3 or $3 or €3 a month plus tax, and get a mention in the videos. Or you can click thanks at the bottom of this video. Or I might in the future look to start the YouTube subscriptions on here as well. So look out for that if you're looking for this, looking at this video in the future. Don't forget, you can even leave a comment. That helps the channel as well with engagement. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.